What if everything you thought was true about the world was a lie? What if your very understanding of history, your beliefs, your idea of what is real, was shaped and twisted to serve those in power? Throughout history, dictators used propaganda to craft the world's narrative. They bent reality itself, controlling not just people, but minds. The truth became a tool, to be molded into whatever they needed. Public image in front, the dark mechanisms behind. This is the story of power over perception, and how it still shapes our world. Nazi Germany wasn't just a country, it was a lie. A lie built on deception, fear, and a manipulated narrative. Joseph Goebbels understood. Control the message, control everything. Every moment was choreographed for the public. They crafted a reality where Hitler was a savior destined to restore Germany. Behind the scenes, the truth was hidden. Deaths, suffering, horror. It wasn't just glorification, it was dehumanization. Enemies were manufactured where none existed. Lies were codified into policy, then broadcast as reality. Airwaves turned into an instrument of mass hypnosis. Films sold grandeur while hiding the machinery of oppression. Propaganda paved the road from exclusion to annihilation. The Holocaust wasn't incidental. It was justified through a manufactured lie. Fear held the narrative together when belief cracked. An echo chamber drowned out dissent. Children were taught loyalty before truth. Spectacle replaced scrutiny. Independent voices were smothered. Abroad, a polished image. At home, enforced illusion. The cost was human and uncountable. Consent manufactured, compliance coerced. When reality intruded, the myth was repaired. But the mask always cracks. Record-keeping would later testify to the lie. This was propaganda as an industrial process, and it reached into every home. Control the message, and you control reality. But lies don't end with one regime. They evolve, adapt, and persist. Next, the erasure of history. In the Soviet Union, Stalin didn't just control a country. He controlled time. Enemies vanished from books. Ideas were rewritten. Photographs were altered to erase those who fell from favor. Stalin's image was everywhere, an inescapable presence. State media made him savior. Dissent was unthinkable. Trotsky, Bukharin, names scraped from memory. Censorship was a machine, relentless and cold. Fear kept the edits of history unquestioned. The past was reshaped to secure the present. The cult of personality became a civic religion. Truth survived in whispers and hidden pages. The state declared certainty. Reality adjusted to fit. Records were curated to craft a new memory. Silence itself worked as policy. He was written as hero, unchallenged, eternal. Opponents erased not just from power, but from memory. A nation lived beneath layers of edited truth. Survival meant accepting the rewrite. The techniques would echo into our century. Control of the present by shaping the past. Next, a different stage for the same performance, where image replaced reality and fear held it together. In Iraq, Saddam Hussein built a cult of personality that rivaled any dictator. His image was everywhere, a constant reminder of strength and authority. State media projected an invincible leader beyond reproach. But the foundation was fear and control. Cameras framed triumph to hide decay. During war, the broadcast victory clashed with reality on the ground. Confidence on screen, coercion off camera. Loyalty was performed, recorded, and archived. Editing rooms decided what the nation could see. Truth survived in whispers behind closed doors. Monuments made the fiction feel permanent. Suspicion kept people in line. Reality pressed against the televised myth. Even destruction was narrated as destiny. Applause could be produced on command. But households paid the price. Time erodes even the boldest lie. Small acts of defiance broke through. Image and reality drifted too far apart. Control intensified as belief waned. Repetition replaced substance. In the end, the image could not support the truth it hid. A broken icon in a broken narrative. What remains are lessons about power and perception, and how wealth can fund a grand illusion. Next, Libya's false utopia. Promises on paper, silence in the streets, a new script, the same control. The camera rolls on, the show continues. Muammar Gaddafi ruled Libya for decades, projecting himself as Africa's visionary leader. He sold a philosophy to justify a personality cult. State media framed his every word as wisdom. Oil wealth bankrolled the narrative. He cast himself as the voice of the oppressed. But dissent vanished before it could reach the air. A utopia on camera, a tighter grip off-screen. Abroad, the performance courted legitimacy. At home, the costs piled up. Security watched where debate should have stood. Unity performed, not lived. When the spell broke, revolt filled the streets. The broadcast insisted on calm as reality burned. The icon shattered under the weight of contradiction. In silence, the propaganda studio felt like a stage after the play. People reclaimed space once held by slogans. Across borders, the audience had grown skeptical. Another chapter filed. Lessons unlearned elsewhere. The stage would soon be global and digital. New tools, same aims. Control moves from broadcast towers to servers. Platforms become the new sensors and amplifiers. Narratives now shift in minutes, not years, but the intent remains unchanged. From analog myths to digital control, welcome to the age of the algorithm. Sharper images, tighter grips, and the stakes higher than ever. Who decides what you see and what you never will? In China, Xi Jinping has turned media into a weapon of control. From state-run news to social platforms, messages are filtered. Dissent is silenced at the speed of code. A digital dictatorship shapes what millions can know. Truth is filtered, tailored to fit the party line. In Russia, Vladimir Putin masters media to Project Protector and crush opposition. The narrative broadcast to the masses, dissent pushed to the margins. Opposition media shuttered, voices exiled or jailed. Amplification machines flood the information commons. In Iran, Khamenei's state media spreads a narrative of fear and obedience. Censorship and repression shape what is shown and what is hidden. Different systems, shared tactics. The battleground is your device, your feed. Legality cloaks control in modern terms. Narratives cross borders as influence campaigns. Resistance meets throttling and takedowns. Old spectacles amplified by new tech. Authority signals are forged and gamed. The cost of speaking is made visible. Stability is sold as the highest good. The same clips find different audiences. Noise outruns nuance. Yet truth leaks through lenses everywhere. The fight isn't just national, it's personal. Next, algorithms, deepfakes, AI. The narrative never sleeps. What does it write next? Today. And the tools are at everyone's fingertips, including those who would rule minds. Today, propaganda is everywhere. Algorithms decide which story you see and which you don't. Deepfakes make lies look like evidence. AI scales manipulation beyond human limits. Messages tailored to your fears sent in secret. Engagement rewards the extreme. Parallel realities harden into tribes. Who controls the narrative controls your mind. But awareness spreads too. Tools to verify, to slow the spin. Voices push back, building resilience. An arms race between deception and detection. Your skepticism is a shield. Ask, who benefits from this story? Slow down. Look closer. Choose carefully. The battle for truth belongs to all of us. From Hitler's rallies to Stalin's rewritten history, from Saddam's false unity to digital control today, the battle continues. Power over perception is power over people. But we can question the narrative. We can see through the lie together. Across borders, citizens fight for truth. Verify sources, check context, follow evidence. Be slower to outrage, faster to understand. Truth spreads when we share light, not heat. The narrative is ours to write and to defend. See clearly. Stay curious. Question the narrative. Protect the truth.